While most of us scroll through our phones wondering why everyone else has their life together, some countries actually figured out the secret to happiness. And spoiler alert, it's definitely not reading Twitter comments at 3 a.m. Today we're counting down the top 15 happiest countries where people wake up smiling. And no, it's not because they're all on some questionable Scandinavian medication. Starting at number 15, we have Ireland scoring 6.869, proving that a country where mild weather means it's only raining sideways can somehow produce the most aggressively cheerful humans on the planet. The Irish have weaponized complaining into an Olympic sport. They'll moan about the weather for 20 minutes, then buy you a pint just for listening. Their happiness secret? They've convinced themselves that potatoes are a vegetable group and Guinness counts as a health drink. Coming up at number 14 is Belgium at 6.889, a country so confusing that even Google Maps gives up trying to explain their government. Belgians have achieved enlightenment by realizing that when you have chocolate so good it makes angels weep and beer so strong it could power a small village, who cares if nobody can agree on what language to argue in? They're basically living in a delicious political fever dream. Moving into number 13, Switzerland hit 6.935, proving that being so wealthy, your biggest problem is deciding which mountain to ski down while eating gold-flake chocolate does, in fact, buy happiness. The Swiss are so organized, they probably have a scheduled time for spontaneous emotions. Their clocks don't just tell time, they judge you for being late to your own thoughts. Then at number 12, New Zealand scores 6.952, maintaining their reputation as the planet's most aggressively wholesome country, where even the serial killers probably say please and thank you. Kiwis are so relentlessly positive, they make Disney movies look like gritty documentaries. Their sheep have better Instagram accounts than most influencers, and honestly, they deserve it. Sliding into number 11, Australia reaches 6.974 after mastering the art of living in a continent that's basically nature's attempt at creating a horror movie, then turning it into a fun family adventure. Australians wake up every morning, look at the 15 different things that could kill them before breakfast, and think, right, let's have a barbecue. They've turned being casually terrified into a lifestyle brand. Right behind them at number 10, Mexico achieves 6.979, with a culture that's essentially one continuous family party where everyone's invited, the food never runs out, and somebody's abuela is always making sure you're eating enough. Mexicans have cracked the code. Why have therapy when you can have tacos and mariachi music? They've turned Tuesday blues into Tuesday, let's celebrate having survived Monday. At number 9, Luxembourg scores 7.122, which makes perfect sense for a country that's basically Monaco's little cousin who got really good at hiding rich people's money. Luxembourgers live in a place so small that rush hour traffic is 3 cars, and their biggest national crisis is probably running out of fancy cheese at the weekly wine tasting. Moving up to number 8, Israel hits 7.234, proving that happiness comes from having family dinners so loud and passionate that your neighbors think you're either having a religious experience or planning to overthrow a small government. And somehow both could be true. They've perfected the art of arguing about everything while simultaneously being so hospitable that strangers leave feeling like adopted family members. Climbing to number 7, Norway reaches 7.262, where they've basically won capitalism by having so much oil money they can afford to pretend they're socialist while eating $47 salmon sandwiches. Norwegians are so content they make their own fjords jealous. They've achieved peak human existence, being wealthy enough to ski to work while looking like Norse god supermodels. Then at number 6, Costa Rica scores 7.274, proving that Pura Vida isn't just a tourist trap slogan, it's a legitimate life philosophy where the national animal is a sloth, and somehow this makes perfect sense. Costa Ricans have discovered that when you live in paradise and your biggest life decision is which beach to nap on, stress becomes a foreign concept that only exists in other people's countries. Breaking into the top 5, Netherlands achieves 7.306. As a country built on land they literally stole from the ocean, then decided to power the whole place with bicycles and an unhealthy obsession with cheese. The Dutch are so chill they make marijuana look uptight. They're living proof that when everyone's tall, beautiful, and speaks 17 languages, happiness is basically mandatory. At number 4, Sweden scores 7.345, having created a society so systematically perfect that they probably have a government department dedicated to making sure everyone's achieving optimal levels of attractive melancholy. Swedes have mastered the art of being sad in a really aesthetically pleasing way while assembling IKEA furniture that somehow always ends up looking exactly like the picture. Reaching our top 3, Iceland hits 752.1 by embracing the fact that they live on a volcanic rock in the middle of nowhere where the weather has multiple personality disorder and everyone's related to everyone else, making family reunions either really fun or really awkward. Icelanders have turned surviving on an alien planet into a tourism industry, and honestly, respect. Just edging ahead at number 2, Denmark also scores 7.521, a country so obsessed with hygge that they've made being cozy a national identity. Danes have weaponized candles, bicycles, and pastries into a happiness formula so effective that their biggest problem is probably choosing which type of overpriced organic bread to feel superior about. They've created a society where work-life balance isn't just a concept, it's basically a human right protected by the UN. And absolutely obliterating the competition at number 1, Finland destroys everyone with a crushing 7.736, which is absolutely bonkers considering they live in a frozen wasteland where the sun disappears for half the year and making eye contact with strangers is considered a form of assault. The Finns have achieved the ultimate evolutionary breakthrough. They've realized that paradise isn't other people, it's the blessed absence of other people. They've created a utopia where your personal space is measured in acres and small talk is illegal. They've proven that true happiness comes from having the constitutional right to ignore everyone around you, combined with saunas so good they make heaven look like a disappointing spa day. Finland, where antisocial behavior is considered a superpower and awkward silence is the national anthem. So that's it. The video just ended and I don't want to bore you with more stuff. Just subscribe and I'll see you in the next video.